What's up, guys? Welcome back. Making some progress here. Got some nice lighting, the background. Just working on the quality of this, and want to talk about something today. I'm selling my business, my gym that I used to own, and finalizing all that. Feeling really good because I'm getting that off my plate. But I'm learning stuff about myself. You know, I started that gym 8 years ago. I was already coaching before that, and I had this idea of like, hey, I want to do this gym. The reason I wanted to do it was because I liked coaching. That was the piece that I loved the most. As I started running the gym, I started working with like mentoring groups or other different podcasts and things I was listening to, business books I was consuming, and I started to shift to focus on like growing the business. Now, definitely want it to grow because I wanted it to serve me, make some income, provide a service of value, all that type of stuff. But as I grew the business and as I'm exiting it, like it's a really solid business for the size that it is, what it's doing. We're part of a mentorship group. Like the gym does really well. Like I understand kind of the market and it's a really well done business. But I lost touch with the thing I enjoyed most, which was the coaching. I ended up like rising up the value ladder and I was in charge of the organization and the people and did sales for them. But at the end of the day, it lost the value that it had for me. I think I started getting jaded, to be honest. And as I'm sitting in this office, I do sales now and I am doing content, but I've noticed that I have this thing where I want to like make my content move towards something like a product or a service or whatever. And I find that it's like tainting the message that I'm trying to send. And so I know the work I can do for sales, I do that really well. And I've just been playing with this idea of like, what if I just do sales for the rest of my life? What if like this is just something I do because I care about the message? And the reason that's important to me is I'm reflecting on the selling of the gym and how I got tied up in building a thing but lost sight of the thing I really wanted to do. And I kind of find that happening with my content where I'm thinking like, well, what am I going to do in the future? How am I going to make money off of this? But it's like tainting my efforts. It's tainting what I'm giving out to you guys. And I just don't find that beneficial. I've done public speaking before, I've preached before, and I've always done my best when I just care the most about the message having an impact. And so I've been playing with this idea of like, well, what if I just do sales full time? What if like the whole point of this is just the message I care about? Because like I used to be a drug addict. I really care about when people leave rehab having something better to go back to so that they can actually build a better future. I think most approaches to recovery are unhealthy, and I want to see that realized. I want to see more people not just go back to the bad situations that they're in. I want to see them actually become free. I care about people not getting in their own way. I've done that to myself many times, just not wanting to hit record on this camera or not wanting to take that step or make that ask or stop doing this thing or start doing that thing. I don't know what it is, but we just all get hindered sometimes, whether that's from social pressures, environmental stuff, whatever. I care about people taking that step. I care about people remembering what matters most. I mean, I'm relearning that lesson myself. I care about that message, but I mean, I spent 8 years chasing something, and I definitely value the lessons I learned at the gym. I wouldn't have my current sales role if I wasn't there or know the people that I know. So I value those things. But at the end of the day, I do question what I was chasing, the stuff I was chasing for. Like, what was I trying to do? And so when I think about doing content and I feel like this need to like create some sort of income stream from it, it really stems from me feeling like I got to figure out how to take care of myself. Like, what if this thing I'm doing fails? Like, what if the sales thing, like, what if I get fired or that company goes out of business or, they just, whatever could happen, right? So, how do I improve my security? And at the end of the day, dude, there's so many things in life we can't even predict. Like, there's some things we can do to create security. I think there's wise things to do, but I'm not sure that that type of long-term security actually exists. I think there's a level of trust, as a Christian, as a person of faith, like there's a level of trust that I have to place in God, or else I'm just going to keep trusting myself and going through the same process. So really, I'm just verbalizing this transition I'm going through of I wonder how much of the past 8 years I spent working towards a certain end because I just wanted to trust myself and place my faith in myself as opposed to being authentically myself and trusting that God was going to provide along the way. I don't know. That's just the thing that's on my mind today. I was talking to my wife about it. And I was just writing like, I don't want to manipulate my content. I want the message to be as pure as it can. And my message is this, that like you don't have to stay where you're at. Like there can be change. That's like my number one thing. You don't have to stay where you're at. What you feel might be real, might actually not be real. It might be something that is the result of past experiences or your current environment, and then you can change. And that's true for most people. So just want to encourage you that, like I said, just sharing the journey. I'm having fun, like building the office out and stuff. But like I said, I'm just really considering like, what's the point of this? I want to document the journey, but like, what's the point of the journey? And I think the point for me is that I lost sight of the thing I actually loved in pursuit of the thing that other people and things impressed upon me as more important. I enjoyed the coaching. I enjoyed the connecting with people. I enjoyed the helping of getting to that next step for you, getting out of your own way, like actually making progress. That's what I love, right? And so I want my content to reflect that. I don't want it to be built upon, I got to make money out of this. So thanks if you're listening. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.